Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Factorio. In the last episode, we worked on our new little production facility over here that is making low-density structures and heat shielding tiles, getting them placed in the warehouses. So they're starting to fill in pretty good. And so those will now be available for our rocketry construction, eventually. So what we need to now do is move on to the next thing we need, because we're going to need to make these satellites. So we now have our rocket control units, we have our low density structures, we have our rocket fuel, we are producing silver zinc batteries. And next we're going to need solar panel Mark 3s and radar Mark 5s. So that is the next thing on the list here. So what we're going to do is kind of figure out what it is we're going to need and then start laying out the production. Figuring out where it is we're going to want to build it. I'm thinking that these are going to be... Oh, let me turn that off. That these are going to kind of be built in this area here. We have pretty good coverage of logistics in this area already, so it's ready to go. We just need to clear some trees and then get to it. Which, I mean, I guess while we're working on this design, I can go ahead and say all of the trees can be removed, and I do mean all of the trees. So there we go. This is the new sorting facility that I am setting up here using this method without the actual catalysts as kind of a secondary ore purification system to supplement this one for an eventual redesign, rebuild, or perhaps building an additional foundry. But to basically try to enhance this one, because once we get all of these basic processes laid out, it's then just going to be a matter of making more of it. I don't know how much of that will be shown on screen, but at least the initial designs, build out, and getting everything working to some extent is what we'll get to here in the series. All right, so I have a robot that I don't need. There we go. I think I probably have a lot of stuff I don't need right now. And a lot of things that really kind of, for some reason, are in separate items. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need... Oh, no, I do actually need that. I don't have any other belts that I don't need, like any yellows or reds or anything. I don't think so. Actually, no, I don't need all of that. We only need some of that. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Okay. So. What we're going to do here is... I think we'll do the solar panels first. Solar panel Mark 3s. Let's do that as a separate list. Add recipe. I need to find the solar panels. There they are. Small solar panel. No. Solar panel, large solar panel, small solar panel 2, solar panel 2, large solar panel 2, small solar panel 3, solar panel 3. It is solar panel 3s that we need. Okay. What are we going to need? Silicon wafers. Okay. Electronic logic boards. Okay. Gold plate, no problem. And titanium plate, easy peasy. But we're also going to need solar panel Mark IIs. Okay. So this is stuff we can train in. That stuff we can train in. That stuff we can train in. For solar panel 2s, we're going to need the electronic circuit boards. Again, not a problem. Silver plate, not a problem. Glass. I don't think I have anywhere where glass plate is available for this. So we're probably going to have to do a glass plate production here. I have glass fibers, but not glass plates. I have glass plates in logistics system, but not, available to bring in by train. Okay, and first level solar panels, we're going to need basic electronic boards, copper plate, and steel plate. Okay. Not a problem. All right, let's see if I scale this for a single factory. It will make 0.4 per second. If I put all the modules in there, it will make 3.8 per second. I think that's fairly decent. What do the other numbers look like? 133.6 silicon wafers per second. Good lord. That's going to be difficult. Let's see. What if I just dropped it back to 4? 2.6 per second. If I dropped it back to where I could do a single belt of silicon wafers, I can do 1.5 per second. Man, I am going to tear through my silicon. Okay. Let's see. I'm basically going to need this at the same rate as the low density structures, which the low density structures, I think I'm doing 2 per second. 1.5. $2.1. So I am going to need to do more than a belt's worth of silicon wafers. Okay. Okay. Can I get these down to one factory? Yes, I can. Okay, so those are all 1-to-1. 18.3 per second. That's not bad. But it is going to use up a lot of our capacity. Gold plate, titanium plate, silver plate. Might need to expand what we're going to do there, but copper plate. Okay, so we're just going to need the silicon wafers. All right, let's see. 9.2 silicon plates per second. Can I get that down to 1? No, I can't. Okay. Not a problem, I don't think. All right, and glass. This is going to be the interesting one. All right, so what are our options for producing glass? Silicon ore, just straight up silicon ore. Molten glass, molten tin, Glass and tin ingots. Nitrogen gas. That's probably not going to happen. Molten glass and molten lead, and it produces glass and lead oxide. Again, I don't think that's going to happen either. So, be just 3 glass and molten glass. Okay, so if we do that, molten glass comes from glass mixture. Okay, easy enough. What options do we have for glass mixture? We have 4 options. We have just straight up silicon ore. Okay. We have silicon ore and lime. Okay. We have alumina, silicon ore, and lime. Okay. Sand, sodium sulfate, sodium carbonate, and lime. That's interesting. That doesn't use silicon at all. Sand is easy enough to come by. So is lime. I think that this lime is actually lime derived from limestone, which is calcium carbonate. Chalk, essentially. How does one make sodium sulfate? It's a byproduct of the produce of chrome, dichromate, sodium sulfate, and purified water. Okay. We can use brown liquor and sodium hydroxide to produce nitric wastewater and sodium sulfate. Brown liquor recovery. Okay. I have no idea how that works or where I would get any of that. Salt and sulfuric acid produces 3 sodium sulfate and 70 hydrochloric acid. That's interesting. Sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide produces purified water and sodium sulfate. So it's basically a byproduct of some other processes, which I am not doing. So I don't think this is really going to work. Sodium carbonate, a byproduct of chrome, which we're not doing. Alumina. It's a byproduct of the alumina process. We may even have some of that kicking around somewhere. Brown algae and purified water makes sodium carbonate. I mean, there would be an algae process. Sodium and carbon dioxide would make sodium carbonate. We could probably come by the sodium carbonate easy enough, but the sodium sulfate is the thing that is going to be problematic. Because we don't have anything that's making it. Alright. So that option I don't think is going to work. Alumina, silicon ore, and lime. Silicon ore and lime. That's probably going to be our best bet. And for lime, we're going to need the limestone. The limestone comes from this process. We're going to need light mud water, concentrated mud water, heavy mud water, and then the viscous mud water. Okay, that's easy enough. So we'll probably need to set up this process to make the lime first. Train in the silicon ore. And hope we're not going to overwhelm our silicon production. Okay, let's get our modules in here so we can probably get this down to 1-to-1 across the board. Well, it looks like we're still going to need 2 of those. Blast furnace. Okay. Good deal. Let's pin that up. Alright, so what are we going to need to bring in by train? We're going to need to bring in silicon ore. Silicon plate. Steel plate. Or steel sheet coils. Copper plate, copper sheet coils. Silver plate. Electronic circuit boards. Titanium sheet coils. Gold plate. And electronic logic boards. So that's 10 different things we're going to need to bring in by train. Okay. And we are still working on clearing out a lot of this area, which is fine. I just accidentally grabbed 2 construction bots, I think. I still have some of the red ones kicking around. Probably don't want to stand on the tracks. I mean, it won't kill me, but it'll block the train. Alright, let's start preparing an area for this. The T-junction. Alright, I don't think I'm going to need any parking because we're going to be only bringing in 1 train to deliver each product, each input, and we're probably only ever going to have 1 train over here picking stuff up. So I don't think we're going to be making it fast enough to really make 2 trains work. So we're going to need a total of 11 loading bays. Are any of these liquid? No. The water and viscous mud water we're going to be just pumping in from one of these little ponds. Probably. Brought that up a little bit too far. Alright, so this is the exit. Let's get our moving block signals in place. I'll just put one right about there. That'll work. And I would say we probably want to put one right about there. Because I don't want a train parking here for some reason. I'd rather it move up to this point and then wait for that piece of track to clear. Alright, well, I'm going to have to assist with some of this. And then get the logistics bots working to, move some of this stuff. Now, do I also want to do... Here's a thought. Do I also want to do the radars in the same facility? Potentially. Alright. Again, while we're waiting for trees to clear... Well, actually, let me go ahead and put in the loading areas. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for the inputs. We'll need an 11th for the pickup. So I think that these radars are probably going to use a lot of the same stuff. So as long as it's not like going to exceed certain levels, it'll be fine. All right, what radar do I need? It's a Mark V radar, right? Okay, so that's going to be a lengthy production line. Radar Mark V. So you're going to need electronic processing boards, nitinol gear wheels, nitinol bearings, and nitinol plate. Oh my. Radar Mark IV. So we're going to need electronic logic boards, titanium gear wheels, titanium bearings, radar Mark IIIs, and titanium plates. So this means we're going to need some lubricant. Alright, that's easy enough. Radar 3. Electronic circuit boards, brass, steel bearings, aluminum plate. Radar Mark IIs. Steel gear wheel, steel plate, basic electronic board. Standard radar are going to need iron gear wheels, basic circuit boards, and iron plate. So, the overlap here is going to be these and these, steel, and titanium. That's it. So maybe I am going to want to do this in a completely separate location. Because these aren't really related at all. Because then I'll need nitinol gear wheels. I'll need nitinol bearings and bearing balls. We'll need titanium gear wheels, titanium bearings and bearing balls. We'll need brass gear wheels, steel bearings and bearing balls, steel gear wheels, iron gear wheels. Okay, and then if I were to make a single factory, without any modules, it makes 7 per second. We only really going to need 5 per minute. So that is plenty. Plenty. 145.9 per second of titanium plate. 145.9 per second of nitinol plate. 145.9 per second of steel plate. 140 per second of iron plate. That's ridiculous. Now, if we were to put, say, consumption minus 60%, effectivity module 8s. It doesn't seem to really affect it at all, does it? We also potentially have productivity modules. Modules are only usable on intermediate projects. So, for example, if I were to put productivity modules on those, would it significantly reduce? How much I would need? It just might. Down to 92.4. Because even on the ones that only need a single, if I can throw that in there and say, hey, you don't need as much input, now we're talking. I've just got to get these productivity modules manufactured. Raw productivity modules. Increase pollution by 120%. I don't really care about that right now. That brings it down significantly, but it is still like ridiculously high. All right, well, what if I were to say we're going to use a lower factory on here? Because I only need... I only need 5 per minute. There you go. Those are much more reasonable numbers. Much more reasonable numbers. Okay. That works. That does work for me. But that's going to be in a different location completely. So this is going to be its own thing. So we're going to need number 11 over there. What are all those already queued in? Those do appear to already be queued in. Oh, I'm not getting any alerts here. So that has already been completely cleared. Wow, that was effective. We just have a few straggling trees to get rid of, and then we're good. And for this, what I'll probably do is just clean it up a little bit. Turn that into something like that. Turn this into something like that. Make it nice and easy for our pumps. Alright. So what I think we'll do is go ahead and end the episode here. Most of this was, again, design. Trying to figure out what it is we need to do. Which is typical. We had to do, like, pretty much a whole episode of designing the next production line, and then we're going to spend several episodes building the thing. What I'll try to do off screen, if I remember or have time, is get all of these guys set up with trains, with their silos, and get everything all filled in and ready to go for when we are going to go ahead and build this thing. Alright, and probably get all of these manufactured too if I think about it. Or remember to do it. But for now, we will stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.